Hello, friends. It's Carrie from Stretchy. It's Thursday morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's a super rainy day here, like really thunderstormy, rainy. And I've also been teaching all week. And I got to tell you guys, I've been using my voice like crazy, and I'm feeling a little hoarse today. So I've got my throat coat tea. My little tag, it says, the plants have enough spirit to transform our limited vision. I love that. The plants are so smart. This plant is going to make my throat feel better because I've been talking too much. I am using a new fancy microphone today. Yesterday I tried to use it for a class and it conked out on us, made funny noises. So for those of you who are on right now, before we get started, if there's anyone in the chat who can hear me and say, yes, the mic sounds good, or tell me, no, that mic is bad, let me know because I can turn it off at any time. And if at any point it gets a little scratchy or makes funny noises, just let me know, okay? Good morning to you, Jamie and Ed. We are in the midst of a self-stretching certification. It's the first one we've ever done, so the only people who are in it are our greatest trainers. And all of those people are coming into class this morning to do class with us. So we have Jamie, who's from Los Angeles. We have Ed, who lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. Both have been trainers for 8 years to 10 years, 12 years, I don't know. Chad's here from LA. Jamie says, sounds good. Okay, yeah, you guys just let me know if this, I think all that happened is that something happened with the connection. So I think that's what happened yesterday. I pulled a card this morning. Happy baby. I have to admit, I pulled a handful of cards this morning, but yesterday we stretched our tails off. I mean, it was tough. And I know I felt like I was so beat up. I don't know about the rest of you who were in class yesterday or who were in our self-stretching certification, but we did about 3 solid hours of stretching and I was a zombie the rest of the day. And today I just feel like being very, very gentle with myself and with you guys. And so I pulled a couple cards that looked like they were going to be tough. And then I pulled Happy Baby and I was like, yes, that's what today is going to be like. Happy baby. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are feeling great. Be sure to tell me in the chat if there's anything specific you want to work on. Make sure you guys say hi and let me know who's here. Even if you're watching this after the fact, I like to connect to you guys. Oh yeah, Ed, I'm hoping that's your connection. Do you guys, is anyone else noticing? Oh no, mine looks like it's bad. It'll kick on. Sometimes it just takes a second for it to kick in. Yeah, it says it's kind of a bad connection. Let me type that in the chat too. It'll get better. We are at the mercy of the internets. And that's how it goes. Oh, we have Ellie too. Ellie from Birmingham, England. I don't even know how you say that. The United Kingdom. We have the United Kingdom representing. All right, now let's go ahead and get started. You guys can tell I'm kind of like, whatever today. It's one of those days. All right. So the stretch that I pulled today for our center of class, like the big stretch that we're going to really focus on, was Happy Baby, which is a wonderful stretch just for like stretching out your hamstrings, laying on your back, getting a little bit of relaxation, but also it's very playful and kind of fun and just like relaxing. So let's see how it goes, okay? So you just lay on your back. Oh, that feels good already. Bring your feet up and grab your toes with your hands. If you can't reach that, you can put hand towels. Like I just have a hand towel like this. I only have one with me, but if you had 2, you could just hold them like this so that you have a little more space. That would be okay. And see where you are today. In this position, you can just kind of rock back and forth, wake up your spine, wake up your QL, your spinal erectors. Those are the muscles along the side of your spine. And then from here, let's add this into a resistance stretch. So remember, for resistance stretching, you always move. So we're going to kick our heels down towards our hips. Now my knees are open to the side, so my arms are on the inside. And then I'm going to pull up into a stretch. I'm going to resist into my stretch. So my legs are trying to stay down And my arms are pulling them up and out to like a V position, like a wide leg split. And then I'm going to pull back down and back up. Just take this nice and gentle. See where your body wants to be today. And you just go back and forth. Down for strength and up for stretch. And just take it easy, kicking down and pulling up, finding the stretch in the right place for you. What I love about this stretch is that you can do both sides at the same time. And I think it's kind of fun to recognize how centered you are by doing two sides together. See how this, like doing the two sides, really gives you strength to the center of your body. See if you can find that center. Kind of ground yourself into it. Into the stretch and down for strength. And we'll just go back and forth. Hi, Suri. Suri's here. All right. And the next stretch we're going to do is for your quads. So you can just come back onto your elbows, or you could lay flat on your back, whatever feels good to you. Bring your right leg out to the side and your left leg on top of your knee so that your knee and your ankle are kind of resisting against each other. You'll push open for strength and then use your left leg to pull you down into the stretch. But it's important in this one to keep your hip down on the ground. So just take it easy, up for strength, and pulling down for your stretch. And notice how your body's connecting in the stretch, the right and the left side. There's kind of like a wholeness to your body here. While you're stretching the right leg, the left leg is helping out. There's connection between the body. So up for strength and down for stretch. You should find the stretch right here on the outside of your hip. So you just go up and down. About 10 repetitions, but you can stop whenever you want. If anything doesn't feel good, just don't do it. Totally fine. Up for strength and down for stretch. And when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So you can bring your left leg out to the side about 45 degrees, your right leg over top, and you're going to resist like you're pulling both legs apart. So your left leg is trying to open up. Your right leg is trying to pull down towards the middle and the bottom of your mat. So find that resistance and just go back and forth. Down for your stretch, up for strength. Okay, nice and easy, up and down. See if you can find the centerness in your body. See if you can feel how strong your core is in this as you're coming down into the stretch. Keep your hips on the ground, okay? So just go back and forth, up and down. I want to try something real quick. It sounds like my computer's running a lot. That could be the problem with the connection. So let's see if I close some things down, if that helps. Okay, fingers crossed, you guys. Let's hope that's better. All right? We'll keep working. Okay, you can hear me though, yeah? I hope. All right, the next stretch we're going to go into is for your outside hamstrings. This is the lateral hamstring here on the outside. So lay down on your back. Bring your right leg in. Take your left arm over top and grab the outside of your foot. And you're going to turn your knee in towards your elbow, kicking down for strength, and then pulling up for your stretch. And you just go back and forth just like this, down for strength and up for stretch. There's a diagonal in your leg here because your leg is internally rotated. So you turn your knee in towards your left shoulder or towards your left elbow. And you just go up and down. Down for strength and up for stretch. See if you can find that stretch. See if you can find how your arms and your legs are working together, how your core is connected through the whole thing. So up and down, nice and easy, nothing too complicated. I'm so sorry about the internet connection, you guys. I don't know why it's being so tricky. Okay, let's grab our other leg. So bring your left leg up, your knee in close to your chest. Take your right arm and cross it over. Grab the outside of your foot and internally rotate so your knee will come in towards your right elbow. You kick down for strength and pull up for stretch. You just go back and forth. Down for strength, up for stretch. And see if you can find that stretch in the best way possible. It should be on the outer part of your hamstring, but if it doesn't feel good, go ahead and skip it. It's okay. You can return to this stretch on another day. It's no problem. So down for strength and up for stretch. Finding the stretch on the outside of your hamstring and recognizing the wholeness of your body as you go into the stretch, how your arm is working at the same time as your leg, how your core is engaged also. There's connectedness the entire time. Down for strength and up for stretch. All right. Come on, internet. You can do it. I know. I'm looking at the stream health and it just says good. Sometimes it says excellent, and that's what we want. But I don't know what's blocking it. There's something. So I really apologize, you guys. Hopefully it'll pick up. Sometimes it just takes a second and it'll catch in. If it stays bad, I can always just reset everything, but I'd have to restart and start over. Let's cross our fingers. Everybody send good vibes to my internet. Everybody send your good energy from your brain so that we can have faster speeds. Okay, so the next stretch we're going to do is for your groin muscles. Bring your feet in so that your feet are together and you're in a butterfly position. Put your elbows on your knees and you're going to push down and sweep open with your arms and just come up for strength and down for your stretch. Up and down, up for strength, down for stretch. Find the stretch in your inner thighs right here and take it nice and easy. All right, keep going. Okay, good. Ed says sound is perfect, so yay for the microphone. Good job, microphone. You know what would be like just the bee's knees of this is if the microphone is the thing that's slowing down my computer. It could be. It seems like it's the internet speed, but that's, who knows, could be anything. Usually I try to restart everything before, but today I did not for some reason. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm glad. All right, so you guys just really relish in the oneness, the wholeness of this stretch. Notice how your arms are working and your legs are working from both ends at the same time. It's like all four corners are involved in this stretch, right? Even your core, right? Coming forward and back. You really find this like wholeness of self in this stretch. Like really find your center as you're doing this stretch. Put your awareness in that piece. Back and forth. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, now the next stretch we're going to go into is for your chest. Now, I want to come up against the wall to do this because I really want to see if we can get opened up through our pecs. You're going to go into a wide arm push-up position against the wall with your elbows out. Your feet are far enough away from the wall that if you let go with your hands, you'd fall over. Okay, so it's like you're actually holding yourself up with your hands. Then very slowly bend your elbows and come in towards the wall, bringing your forehead towards the wall, opening your chest. Then push with your arms to come back up, and you just go back and forth. Here's your stretch as you come towards the wall. And then pushing back up, this is strength training. And then just take a second to really appreciate how much your body is working here as a whole. Not just your arms, but how involved everything is. Get into the core being of your body and recognize that there's this wholeness. Your whole self, so interconnected, right? If you feel anything in the back, like in by your shoulder blades or in your neck, it just means you have some other stretches to do first. So we'll work on that, okay? There we go. So just back and forth. Finding that stretch in the front of your chest. Nice work, you guys. So you can come back to your mat. And we're going to work on the back of your shoulder. This one's a little bit of a twist. So you're going to bring your right leg to the front, your left leg behind, and take your left arm and cross it over top of your right knee. Grab your wrist with your other hand, and you're going to resist by trying to pull both arms apart. Push it open for strength, and pull towards your hip for your stretch. So as you push up, your left arm wins, your right arm is fighting. See if you can find the center in this stretch. For some of you, if this is your first time doing it, then you might just want to find the stretch in the back of your arm. That would be okay. But for those of you who are more advanced and you want to kind of dive deep into the stretch, see if you can find your center of gravity, Ki-Hara, somewhere down in here. See if you can put your awareness in that centeredness, in the center of your being. So open for strength and close for your stretch. All right. And then we'll switch sides. So bring your left leg to the front, take your right arm and cross it over top, and grab your wrist with your other hand. You're going to resist between your wrist and your hand, like you're trying to pull them apart, and then open up. This is strength training. Close it up for your stretch. You want to make sure that your elbow stays locked at a 90-degree angle and that you're feeling the stretch in the top of your shoulder, that everything's rotating from here. As you come in and out of the stretch, see if you can find your center of gravity. See if you can put your awareness right in the center of your body. It's nice today, huh? It's this nice feeling of like really feeling centered and grounded. I feel very quiet and peaceful today. It could be because we worked our butts off yesterday. I'm exhausted from that class. I don't know if you guys are, but I am like wiped out. And I think it's really nice to just take some time and be really gentle, right? I think it's a good day for that. And of course, I woke up to a thunderstorm. So there's lightning and thunder here. The earth is like, you be quiet. You be quiet. Okay, we're going to come down into like a pose, sort of like child's pose. I have my elbows down and I'm going to pull my arms towards my body. From here, I'm just going to use my arms to pull me forward. And then I'm going to keep that resistance in my arms while I sit back. So I'm just pulling my hips towards my feet. And I'm going to tuck my chin to stretch out my back and my neck, across the top of my shoulders. And then you just pull right back up. Make sure you keep your elbows on the ground and make sure that you're resisting that whole time. Tuck your chin, look at your knees, see if you can find that stretch. And then right back up. And as you do this, if this stretch feels good and you want to explore a little more, see if you can put your awareness right in the center of your abdomen in your hara and find how you're centered. Even when you're forward and even when you're back in those two motions, you're still centered the entire time. So put that energy, put that awareness right into the center of your abdomen. And find the stretch in your neck and shoulders. Of course, if you don't feel it or if it doesn't feel good, then you can skip the stretch or you can move in a smaller range of motion. Just do what feels good to you. And back and forth. That's so lovely. It's so good. The early morning stretch. My coffee hasn't kicked in quite yet. I'm still a little groggy. It's nice. Nice to just have a nice relaxing morning of stretching. All right. A vacuum cleaner just turned on somewhere. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's really funny. It sounds like it's in my apartment, but it's not. Okay, the next stretch you're going to do, you're going to need some sort of doorway. So I'm just going to use the door here, the door frame. You can find one anywhere close to you too. It doesn't matter. Just figure out where you are. You just want to make sure that it's somewhere where you can push your hand against. So I'm going to push my fingers into the door here, using just the index finger here mostly, and I'm going to curl in. So I'm pushing my arm into the wall to curl my body in. This way I end up looking at my bicep. So turn so that you're looking right at your bicep, and then use your body to open you up. So I'm going to turn and look away. I'm just going to go as far as I can go and still feel comfortable. My elbows are really straight. You're going to feel it right through here. So you just go back and forth. Find the resistance in the stretch. So even when you're opening into the stretch, you still want to feel this resistance here. So if you let go or if your hand slips, you'd slap your opposite leg. So it's this feeling of pulling across your body. Find that stretch in the best way that you can. Oh, it's so good. What a nice lazy day. If you guys were in class yesterday, I am like 180 degrees different. Yesterday's class was like, let's go. Today I'm like, who needs a nap? Time for it. It's my first nap of the day before 10 a.m. Oh, such a good stretch. You should feel this through the front of your shoulder. And again, if you don't feel this stretch, just don't do it. Just try the other side. See how that side feels. All right, now let's do the other arm. So you're just going to put your hand on the other side of the door. Keep your elbow straight. You're going to pull with your index finger mostly into the door frame so that it feels like you're trying to pull your hand down towards your opposite leg. When you do that, and if you let your body go with it, your whole body will twist towards your bicep on the right side. Or this may look like the left to you. It doesn't matter. Whichever arm's in the doorway. And then open up for your stretch. You just pull in for strength and open up for stretch. Just go back and forth. Find that stretch in the way that feels really stable and healthy for you, okay? So if you don't feel stable, then work on a smaller range of motion. Like maybe just this much. That might be enough. Might feel really good. Okay, so in for strength and open for your stretch. And also, take a second to recognize how your entire body's working as a team to do this stretch. Where your core is, where that center of gravity is. See if you can find it. Very good. Closing for strength and open for your stretch. Okay, and let's come back to our mats. I'm just going to close up this doorway. I ordered these really fancy curtains on Amazon. Turns out they're coming from China, so it's going to take like forever to get here. But they're really pretty. In the meantime, it's a blanket. It blocks the sunshine. Okay, let's come back into some stretches for your legs. Now let me think. We're working happy baby today, so that's silly. Let's lay on our backs and do some stretch for our inner thighs, okay? So we'll do what we call the splits in the air. Lay on your back. Bring your feet up so that your soles are facing the ceiling. But if your hamstrings are tight, you can drop them down. That's okay. Take your hands and turn your palms out, thumbs down. Grab your knees on the inside. Then squeeze your legs together and use your arms to open up. So I just go into like a wide leg split here. When I feel like my body wants to stop, I'm going to pull right back in. And then I'm going to use my arms to pull me open. Open into the stretch as deep as you feel like you want to go. Because remember, you are your own person, right? So it doesn't matter how far you go. It doesn't matter if it's like a deep, deep stretch. You don't have to try to go any further than your body feels like going. Because this is you. This is your body. You are unique in yourself. So as you come open into the stretch, find your own unique stretch and then pull right back up. You might find for you that the stretch feels better if you turn your toes in. So check that out. Does that feel good to you? Not for me. If you want, you can go into a wide leg stretch. That might feel better. Find the one that feels the best to you. Maybe having your legs a little further away from your body would feel good. It's your stretch. It's your body. So do what's right for you, okay? Find that stretch of your inner thighs. Now, of course, if you feel any pain or if you feel any different, just go ahead and skip the stretch. There's no reason to be here if it doesn't feel good to you. In for strength and open for your stretch. So nice. Find the centeredness between the two legs. They're working together. See if you can feel your core too. And then enjoy the fact that this is a very unique stretch just for you. You do exactly what your body needs. Oh, hi, sorry. All right, the next stretch we're going to do is for the abductors for your glutes. So go ahead and lay on your back. Bring your right leg on top of your left leg and let your knee open up to the side, and then reach through and grab your left leg with both hands. You're going to resist like you're trying to push your right leg away while you pull in with your arms. So push out for strength and pull in for stretch. See if you can find your glute on the right side for this stretch. Pushing open for strength and pulling in for your stretch. And again, this stretch is unique for you, right? You do what feels good to you. So if your knee wants to be a little closer in, that's okay. If you want to wrap a towel around your leg so that you have a little more space, that'd be fine. If you want to go a little deeper into the stretch and push your elbow into your right leg, you could do that. You could even change how far to the left or to the right your left leg is. So like if I bring my left leg a little bit more to the right, that might be more intense. Or if I bring my left leg a little bit to the left, that might be more intense. But find the unique stretch for you. Find where you can get the most tension and pull it out and in the way that feels the best to you. And also, don't worry about whether you can get your leg to your nose. Like, that's not the point here. The point is to try to get as much tension as you can out of this stretch by honoring your own body and your own uniqueness. So as you're coming forward for strength and in for your stretch, listen to yourself and know, okay, that's where I am and that's great. And then come back out. And as you come in, figure out where you are, where the end of your stretch is, and then come out of it. Do what feels best for you. Every single person is different. Everybody has different body types. Everybody feels resistance in different ways. And then we also have our history, right? Any injuries, any problems, any issues, those things come up. So if you notice that you are having pain on one side and not on the other, then you have a uniqueness. And it's something that we can work through, but you have to honor it, okay? So if you feel any issues, any pain, any problems, just work within your limits. Find what feels best to you. So here I'm using my left leg on top. I'm holding with my right hand. I'm going to push out for strength. I'm resisting with my left leg while I pull in with my right arms. With both arms. I'm pulling my right leg though. And you just go back and forth. And then find that unique spot just for you. Where is this stretch special just for you? Maybe a little bit to the left, maybe a little bit to the right, maybe with your knee in a different position, right? Maybe in a smaller range of motion than you think. Figure out what works the best for you and honor it. And then, of course, you can think about how your body is connected, how both legs are working together, how your arms are working too, how your whole body is working as one complete being, wholeness of self. And then notice what's going on with your center of gravity right now. It's in one place, right? It's right here. And it's not moving. It is stable and strong and secure, and everything is moving around it. But you find your stability. We're just training our body so that when we're up and, in real life, standing around, moving around, we can find that kind of stability, right? So as our legs are moving, as our arms are moving, as the body's working as a whole, we still have our stability. We still have our center of gravity and our balance. We have our center of self. And a cat. Start class. Sir, you really should stretch more. We gotta get you on a diet. You're so fat. Okay, let's do a stretch for our hip flexors, all right? Let's bring our left leg in the front, our right leg behind. And we're gonna actually work front to back in this stretch. So, as you pull forward, your hamstring here will contract and your back leg here will stretch. And then you use your back leg. So I'm using my right leg to pull me back, strengthening my hip flexor, but at the same time I'm going to stretch out my hamstring in the front. So you can kind of bend into this hamstring stretch, find it, enjoy it, and then use your left leg to pull you forward, resist between both legs, and as you pull into the stretch, find the stretch in your right hip flexor, and then just go back and forth. So you're kicking back and pulling with my right leg. I'm still kicking with my left leg, but I'm going into the stretch at the same time. And you just go back and forth. Forward into your stretch for your hip flexor, strengthening the hamstring, and pulling back into your stretch. Leaning forward to get a stretch for your hamstring, strengthening the hip flexor, that muscle short in the back. The whole body is working as one. You are whole in yourself, right? And then, of course, play around with these stretches and find what feels best to you. If today this is too complicated for you to do both, then choose to focus on one thing or the other, like just focus on your hip flexor or just focus on your hamstring and see what feels good to you. Maybe move in the range that feels good to you. Maybe see if there's something unique to you that would make this feel better, like if you leaned forward. Or if when you were deep into the stretch, you moved your foot a little bit. Maybe that would feel a little different or a little better. Or maybe as you come into this hip flexor stretch, you go into a twist. Or you reach with your arms. And enjoy the stretch in any way that feels unique and special to you. Because it is your special body. Right, Suri? Yes. I really think she's not being cute. I think she's trying to establish dominance over who owns this mat. It's kind of like, you put a piece of paper on the floor, a cat will always sit on the paper. Apparently also if you tape a box on the floor, the cat will sit in the box. I've just put a giant piece of paper on the floor. She's claimed it as her own. Okay, so bring your right leg to the front, your left leg behind. You're gonna kick with your hamstring of your right leg, like you're trying to kick your foot back. Your back leg is gonna try to kick forward from your knee. And we're just gonna go back and forth. So as I pull forward, I'm getting the strength training in my hamstring on the right side and a stretch in my left hip. Then I'm gonna pull back with my left hip, let my hamstring stretch out and fold into this hamstring stretch. And I'm just going to go back and forth. Find the centeredness between the two, how the front leg and the back leg are working together, how two things are happening at once. See what you feel in your center of gravity. See how you're stable, how this piece is here, stable and moving the whole time, but the limbs are moving around it and your core stays strong. Not by a conscious effort, just because it's there. Just because that's how your body works, right? Stable through your core so that you can keep yourself upright the whole time, right? If you find that you're feeling unstable in the stretch, maybe you need to move in a smaller range of motion or move slower, right? See if you can keep some control in there. And then, of course, recognize the uniqueness in the stretch for you. So maybe when you're in your hamstring stretch, you wiggle your toes a bit. Maybe when you come into this hip flexor, you find the way that feels the best to you by reaching, pulling, or twisting. Do what feels the best because you're unique. Your body is its own thing. It's different than every single other body in the whole world. And I don't know how many people there are in the world these days, but I feel like it's a lot. It's like somewhere in the trillions now. Am I wrong? I have no idea. There are a lot of people out there, you guys, and nobody's body is like yours. Not a single one, right, Suri? So you come forward into the stretch, find the one that feels the best for you, and then back for your strength. For your hip flexor, finding that stretch in your hamstring. Whew. She's all joy for me. So I love cats. Okay. I love them so much. All right, let's come into a seated position. Now you can sit in a chair if you want. You could even stand up for these stretches. It would be totally fine. And we're going to do a stretch for the top of your shoulders and your neck. So bring your right arm into the side and grab your wrist with your opposite hand. Push up for strength. So I'm pushing my right arm up. My left arm is fighting a little bit. And I'm going to pull down for my stretch. And as I come into the stretch, I'm just going to pull my ear over to the left and get a neck stretch too. See if you can find how these two pieces of your body, your right arm and your left arm, are working as a team. And your head comes to the side. Notice how your center of gravity is still there. It's still located in your core, and how it's still keeping you upright even though you're just working on your arms, right? See that. Feel how you're centered. Feel how you're stable. Do the stretch that feels unique to you. So find the way that this stretch is special just for you. And if it doesn't feel good, that's okay. That just means that you don't need to do this stretch. You should be doing maybe something different, right? So up for strength and down for stretch, bringing your head to the side, finding the stretch that feels the best to you. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch sides. So bring your left arm into the side, your elbow in close. Take your right arm and grab your wrist on top here. And you're going to push up for strength. And then use your right arm to push you down for your stretch. Just take a second to honor the two arms so you recognize that one arm is working and the other arm's fighting. They're working as a team. And then the top arm here, my right arm is going to win. My left arm is still fighting. So I'm doing two things at once. It's kind of cool, right? A lot happening in the body. Then notice how your center of gravity really kicks in, how that core being in your hara, that's where the name Ki-Hara comes from. Your hara is this area right here. In Chinese medicine or in martial arts, they call this area the Tanden. It's your center of gravity, the soul of your being, your centeredness. Like this is where your life force holds itself. This is the center of everything. So find it, put your awareness into it. And then find the unique stretch for you. Maybe it means bringing your ear over to the right a little bit. Maybe it means a little nod in your head. Maybe it means wiggling your fingers a bit. Or maybe moving your arm like a shark. That's another way that you can find the stretch. And then figure out what works the best to you. Maybe even moving the elbow in a different angle, like a little bit diagonal, might get the stretch in a different way. Just play around with it and see what feels the best to you. Up for strength and down for stretch, your head to the side. And you just see what works, okay? Up and down. Find your uniqueness here. Listen to yourself. You have your own inner guidance. You have your own inner Jiminy Cricket that tells you maybe not that far, right? Listen to yourself to know when to stop. Listen to yourself to know how much strength to give or how much to let up on, right? Not every class can be the same. Not every stretch can be the same. For those of you who were here yesterday, you know that, just checking. Ed said bye to Suri. Yeah, sometimes she just needs to go take a nap. But you guys know, every stretch is different, every class is different. For those of you who were watching class yesterday, I was way high energy. Today I am way low energy. But I want to accept that in myself. I want to accept that today this low energy brings something new to the table, right? It brings something new to me. It helps me to find my own inner guidance. And then by listening to that, I know that, okay, today is a day where I need to be a little more gentle. So take time for yourself to listen to your own inner guidance. What is it telling you? What does your body want? What does it need? You can listen to that in these stretches. Let's do our lats next. So bring your right arm up so that your elbow's pointing up towards the ceiling, and grab your elbow with your left hand. You're going to resist like you're trying to pull both arms apart. Now again, this stretch can be done seated in any way or in a chair, but you want to keep your hips down for this one. So if you're standing up, go ahead and find a chair to sit down in, okay? Try to pull your elbows apart, and you're going to use your left arm to pull you over and across towards your left knee. And then you just come right back up. Now first, in this repetition, pay attention to how your right arm and your left arm are working together and how your hips are also involved, how there's a wholeness to yourself in this stretch, that you feel complete in your entire body, that you're not just working on one muscle or one arm or, just this part, even though we do want to feel that stretch and isolate it as best as we can, but understanding that there's a connectedness to your entire body. Then in this repetition, you could recognize where your center of gravity is. See if you can find your hara again. Put your awareness in that spot, deep in your abdomen. It's a little bit below your belly button, maybe a few inches in. And notice how that part stays still while everything else moves around it. It's the sun of your body, your solar plexus. The solar plexus is really like right here, but if you think of it here, like in this spot, if it's the sun, if it's like the furnace of your body, it's like the planets rotate around the sun. So see if you can find that in this stretch, how that piece stays still and the rest opens up. For those of you who are astronomers, I fully know that the sun moves too. It's spiraling through space, as they say, but in one place, right? Now let's take our left arm up and grab our elbow with the other hand, and you can resist like you're pulling both arms apart. And pull to the right this time. Find your wholeness of self. Find your center of gravity spiraling through space. And then take a second and really honor the uniqueness of your own body in this stretch. How does this stretch feel to you? What do you need to do different to make this stretch special for you? It's not just a stretch that I'm telling you to do, but this stretch means something to you as an individual being on this earth full of a gazillion people in this universe where the earth is just one little speck spiraling through space, right? This stretch itself in this present moment in time is unique to you, so make it really special. Make it special, and listen to your body. What do you need? Your body will tell you. Do you need to do more? Do you need to do less? Is there a different lat stretch that you know that you would rather be doing? For those of you who know these stretches, feel free. You can do whatever you want because you can listen to your own inner self and figure out what you need. What is it? What do you need? Right? Heavy sigh. Oh, good job, body. Good job. Lats. All right, now let's move on to the wall and see if we can find a stretch for the front of our shoulders here. So come on up. You could also use a chair for this one if you want. You're going to put your hands against the wall, stand back far enough that you feel like you're holding yourself up. So if you let go, you fall into the wall, okay? Your arms are going to try to pull down and towards your legs. So if you let your arms win, it would pull you up even higher. Then keep bending or keep pulling with your arms and bend through your hips. Push your tailbone towards the opposite wall and bring your head through. See if you can find that stretch in the front of your shoulders. Pull up. Recognize how your upper body and your lower body are working as a team. See if you can find your center of gravity and notice how it's still stable even as it moves in this stretch. See if you can find your own unique stretch for you, maybe a little further away with your legs. Maybe your arms a little wider, maybe a little more tension in your fingers, maybe higher, maybe lower. What does the stretch feel like to you? Would you rather do this stretch on a chair? You could try it. If you guys know the downward dog stretch of Ki-Hara, that would work with this one too. So you can do what feels unique to you. Your range of motion also is very unique to you. So if you don't feel like going all the way down, that's okay. You could come back up, you could work in smaller range. And then listen to yourself, your own inner guidance. What is it telling you to do? Is it telling you to push harder? Is it telling you to push lighter? Are you really honoring what your body wants right now? Or are you doing a stretch because you're supposed to? Don't. Take a second and really listen to your inner voice, your inner self, deep inside of you. It doesn't really talk so much with words. It'll talk more from your emotions. So what do your emotions feel like today? Do you want to do less stretches or more stretches? Do you feel like you just want to lay down? You could do that too. You can do whatever you want. But you have to know what you want, so you want to listen to your body to make sure, okay? Let's see. Can you do a side view? Oh, a side view of the lats? Yeah, I think it was the lats, because I missed you on that one. So this lat side view would be like this, with your arms here, trying to pull, and then you just pull to the front, but it's to your opposite knee. So I'm pulling, my right elbow is up, and I'm pulling towards my left knee. Does that make sense, Paula? I hope so. I hope so. I hope that's the one you wanted. If not, let me know. All right, now we're going to do just a little stretch for our rotator cuff. Bring your hands together. Bring your thumbs right over your crown chakra. And you're going to squeeze your elbows like you're trying to pop a balloon between your arms. And open back up. This is your strength move. And this is your stretch. And you just go back and forth. So open is your strength. Closing up is your stretch. Feel how both arms work together, right? Find that centeredness between both sides. Feel how you're connected, how you're whole from your right to your left. And then take a second and notice your center of gravity. Where is it at? Feel how stable it is. Feel how everything moves around that sun of your body. Find it. Your hara. And then move everything else. Let all this energy, this ki, move all over. That's where the name Ki-Hara comes from. Let all the ki move around so that you can feel this stretch and feel stable at the same time. Yay, good, Paula, thanks. Okay, and then from here, find what's unique to you in this stretch. Would it feel better for you to have your arms higher or lower? Would it feel better to have more rotation or less rotation? Would it feel better to move in smaller ranges of motion? Would it feel better that instead of holding your hands like this, to put them this way? You can do that. Nobody is making up the rules but you. You just have to move and resist and don't do anything that hurts, but the rest of it is your own being, right? You can do what you want. Find the unique stretch for you. Sometimes I like to tuck my chin a little bit, really raise up the back of my spine. That sometimes feels really good. And then listen to your inner being, listen to your guidance, your inner guidance. What do your emotions say in this stretch? How do you feel? Do you want to keep stretching? Do you want to do more? Do you want to do less? Do you want to move in smaller ranges of motion? Does the stretch make you feel good, or does it make you mad at me? What does it feel like to you? Awesome. All right, you guys, we're going to go back into our happy baby stretch now and finish up class. So go ahead and lay on your back. Oh, that feels so good. Just to lay down, bring your knees in and let them fall in a place that just feels good to you. And then grab your big toes with your hands, or take some towels and wrap them around your foot so you can extend. So here you go. Take a second and just rock back and forth. Relax, enjoy your body. Recognize that every corner of your body is working together right now. Your legs are connected to your arms. The right and the left are working as a team. See if you can access your center of gravity here. Notice how that even as you wobble back and forth, that center stays still. Everything moves around it. Now let's find the uniqueness in this stretch. Your uniqueness for you. Kick down for strength, kicking your heels down and in. Pull up for your stretch and pull up in the way that feels the best to you. Find that stretch. See how far you want to go. And then kick down for strength. Come back up for a stretch. What would feel good to you? We can add a fascia stretch here if you want by trying to push your heels up towards the ceiling. Try to straighten your legs out, but don't straighten them all the way because listen to your inner guidance. It'll tell you what you want. Kick down for strength, pull up for stretch. Listen to your emotions. They'll tell you. As you come up, do you feel safe? Does that feel good? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like a happy baby? Think about like how a baby acts. Take yourself back to that time when you were a little baby, and how fun it was just to grab your toe because you've never done it before. Kicking down for strength and up for stretch. Babies grow so fast they need to stretch too, and they stretch with resistance. If you watch them, they'll grow and resist and stretch right up into the stretch. That's why the stretch is called happy baby. It's never passive. Little babies know because they listen to their inner guidance. If they want to cry, they just cry. They're hungry, they tell you. They listen to themselves so strong because there's not much else getting in the way, right? That's the wonderful thing about babies. Awesome. That class went really fast today, but you know what? We're being gentle with ourselves, so I feel good about it, and I think you can go ahead and end there. Hey, you guys, I'm so happy you were here today. I hope you really enjoyed this class. If you are able to contribute to the channel, let me tell you a few ways you can, because I would love your help with growing this channel. Here are a few ways to do it. The best number one thing you can do is subscribe. Just push that little subscription button, be part of my team, but also help because when you subscribe, the more subscribers I have, the more access I have to YouTube, which would also make these video qualities better because I have to go through a third party. I think that's part of where the slowness happens. I also do take contributions for this class. All these videos are up for free, and I am relying on donations for them. So for those of you who are able to give, if you feel the need, there's a link in the description below. Don't feel like you need to, though. I am so happy to get this out to anybody who wants to learn. So there's that. Share this with your friends. Tell people you know who might really love this method, especially anybody who really needs to stretch and just does not understand how. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and of course leave comments. Tell me who's here, especially if you're watching this recorded, because I want to know who's still in my world, because I miss all of you guys so much. I'm just me and Surrey in my apartment. That's all it is. It's okay. I'm happy with my unique self. All right. Okay, my friends. I will see you very soon. For those of you who are trainers, I'm going to restart my computer, see if I can get this connection fixed, restart the modem, and then I'll log into Zoom. So I'll see you guys there very soon. For the rest of you, remember classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday at 9 Central. So see